Greetings everyone, welcome to yet another content from Throttle Alpha. Today's video is a bit special because we're proud to announce that we have officially partnered up with Faito Bangladesh. Faito is an accessories brand from Malaysia and they have imported goods, aftermarket goods for premium bikes and commuter bikes as well. So we're going to give a brief overview about one of those products that have hit the market. I have a unit here with me and I have already installed a unit for my GSXR and I had the privilege to ride for around 200 to 300 kilometers with the current brake pad setup. We had a gap in the market for aftermarket goods. We do have components like brake pads or hose pipes available in the market from other brands, but Faito has officially announced its first mechanical parts being officially distributed here. So the brake pads that we have is the Street Sport series, but they have an Extreme Sport series as well for track use. So we have the Street model here and it is mainly biased to high performance braking. A lot of people might think that aftermarket brake pads are not good enough or might damage their bike in some way, but we're here to discuss a few matters which are prior to using these products and how aftermarket brake pads are good for braking. Now we all know nothing can actually top OEM parts, and OEM stock parts comes after a lot of R&D and a lot of research work. But for these aftermarket products, they go through certain R&Ds as well. To be fairly clear, Faito has partnered up with Brembo officially. Yes, Faito is officially working with Brembo. Brembo are the top dogs in the braking industry and they have officially partnered up in Indonesia and Malaysia with Brembo in order to create aftermarket goods for small commute segment or small sport series motorcycles. You see, in Indonesia, Malaysia or in Philippines, we have the S150 or the Satria 150 or bikes of those segments mainly, and Faito has officially done a lot of R&D work for these such motorcycles. As such, for the GSXR 150 there was no pre-existing Faito good, but this is the first official Faito product for the GSXR 150. So in that contrary, in terms of R&D work, you cannot really put this margin anywhere near the stock one, definitely, but official R&D from Brembo does really do a lot of justice to the braking performance. Another advantage over OEM parts is that for the CBR or for premium motorcycles, there are a lot of accessories present in the market in the stock or OEM format, but these products are very expensive. But Faito, on the other hand, is working with goods which are not that expensive, which are affordable. So in contrary to stock parts, this might turn out to be a bit cheaper if your bike has expensive stock gears. Now let's talk about performance. We could have definitely taken two units out and tested which one stops earlier, but in different conditions, braking works differently. You have a variable situation when you're braking. You have a non-ABS system in many motorcycles, you have an ABS system in many motorcycles. So performance for braking actually varies in multiple situations. But if we have to look at performance, I think in terms of the stock braking, this has a much better bite. This has an instantaneous stopping. It's not progressive in any way. It has a good bite, and I think the braking distance in comparison to the stock would be at least stopping the bike 5 to 6 feet earlier than the stock or OEM brake pads. So in terms of bite and overall stopping power, I think the semi-metallic braking pad would do a lot of justice in terms of stopping power. A lot of users might complain about wear issues in their disc. Yes, an OEM ceramic compound is supposed to last longer, plus also be a bit better in terms of not wearing your disc. But in comparison to ceramic material versus semi-metallic material, a lot of aftermarket goods are based on semi-metallic braking compound. So I think in terms of overall stopping, a ceramic would do a longer justice in terms of durability, but semi-metallic compound does a better justice in braking and gives you more stopping power. So in that sense, if the stock or OEM brake pad gives you a feedback on the disc of at least 50 to 60,000 kilometers, like your overall disc life lasting from 50 to 60,000 kilometers for the stock or OEM pads, this might reduce it down to maybe 50,000 or 55,000 kilometers. But that 5 or 6,000 kilometers gap of compromisation would give you a lot more confident braking. So in terms of wearability or disc wear, I think yes, this would definitely wear the disc a bit more than the stock or OEM brake pad, but in terms of the loss that you're making or in terms of the compromisation, I don't think that's a huge loss. Faito brake pads came through that much of R&D where they could reduce the disc wear, and for semi-metallic braking compound, as this Faito, this has a semi-metallic braking compound. There's a disadvantage as well. These things need to be cleaned more often since you have copper, graphite and mixture of other metals present in the pad. So in that contrary, I think this would require a bit more maintenance. Like you get the generic braking cleaners in the market and you can use these cleaners to get your braking system cleaned. But in terms of ceramic compound, like for the stock or OEM brake pads, pads, they don't need much maintenance. They can go and last much longer without taking care of it. If you can maintain this brake pad, like get it clean, use the generic braking cleaners, I think the semi compound wouldn't affect your disc much. Ceramic materials has lesser conductivity for heat. Ceramics or stock brake pads cannot absorb or let away heat much, but this, being a semi-metallic compound, absorbs and releases heat much easily and much faster, which makes your braking more efficient. So in terms of heat conduction, semi-metallic brake do better. So both do good work in terms of braking, but since you're attaining more stopping force, you will have a bit of compromisation definitely. So I think those issues are not much in that account. In terms of this brake pad from Faito, I think this brake pad is not progressive, rather instant bite, instant delivery of stopping power, and in comparison to stock or OEM, it's not progressive much. And since I can guarantee that this would outperform the stock braking in all ways, I think people who are looking to ride in higher revs or people looking to ride in more aggressive situations, I think anyone looking for instant bite would prefer this brake pad. I did not find any skidding issue or screeching noises in terms of wash or rain, so that's a good sign. And in terms of uneven heat or pressure distribution, I don't think this has any sort of pressure problem. I found my disc to be as temperature optimum as the stock condition. I went to the highway once, so in terms of riding in the highway, I did not find my disc temperature to be abnormally high, so I did not feel like this brake pad has any uneven heat or pressure distribution. Semi-metallic brake pads do need a bit more maintenance, yes, but these things can handle extreme situations a lot better. In terms of like riding in the mountain or going downhill as well, the stopping force that you would attain would rather be in the instant braking field. So in terms of handling extreme situations, the Faito brake pads do better. This was about it for the Faito brake pads. I hope this video helped you understand such products a bit better. In terms of justifying this product, I think we would need to ride longer and see how these things do in the long run. And out of multiple vehicles, these things might result differently in different vehicles. It is very important for the mechanics to be professionals to put in these things, because braking is a very serious business for your riding. So in terms of installing these products, I think you should go to professionals and get it done. I will mention the page link and all the necessary information for getting this product in the description. And do follow us on Facebook and Instagram for staying updated. We'll come up with a lot more. Thank you so much.